Hello everyone and welcome to another custom figure showcase. So today I'm going to be showing off a couple of 12-inch figures I've customized. We have a 10th Doctor and we also have a War Doctor. Now these are inspired by the Big Chief 12-inch series. I would dearly love to get my hands on a 10th Doctor from that series, and I believe they are soon possibly releasing a War Doctor. As much as I would love to get them, I simply have never been able to afford them, so I decided, using the standard character options 12-inch 10th Doctor figure, and using various parts that I managed to get on eBay, I would make my own versions. So I'm going to start off with the 10th Doctor, because he is the most standard. So this is, in fact, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but this is the blue shirted variant with the red trainers from, I believe it's the Evolution of the Dalek set. Now, the only thing I've done, I actually need to raise the camera slightly. Unfortunately, I can't get him fully in shot because of the size of the camera in relation to the background screen. Now, essentially, all I've really done for this, customizing it, is I've given him a... I've dyed his shirt purple. Unfortunately, it didn't come out as good as I wanted it to. It was a bit too light. I think I need to use some darker inks I just dyed it with to really get it the sort of red burgundy purple that I was looking to get, similar to that he wore in the Time Crash mini episode. As those who know who'll have seen it, it is extremely dark. It's almost black in a way, so I do need to dye it a lot more darker. The coat, because I know that's something that many people are actually going to ask about, is actually from eBay. I'm not sure exactly what the era it was from. I literally just put in brown trench coat, 1:6 scale figure, and it came up with this. Originally it had lots of buttons on the side of it. You can see some of the marks from where I've taken those off, and it did also have a belt on the back, which I've also removed. But it was just, it's not a perfect likeness for his coat, but it worked so well. If I zoom out a little bit, as much as I can, and so you're going to see the edges of the set. It's not something you see very often, but if I zoom out, you can see that it does, it does look the part, and it really does fit in well. So I'm very pleased with how that's come out and how that's come together. And if you have got one of these figures, like me, you've not been able to afford the Big Finish, the Big Chief versions, not the Big Finish versions. Although I'm sure many people would love to see Big Finish make figures, but that's for another video. Yeah, if you've not been able to afford the Big Chief versions, this is a great way to update this 12-inch figure to be able to have him with his coat, and it works very well. However, I shall now move on to what I know probably most people came here to see, and that is he's falling over off the edge of the screen already, custom, if the camera will focus, War Doctor figure. Sorry, that took a moment to focus. My custom War Doctor figure. Now again, I will zoom out in a minute to give you a full view. Now this, essentially, I just looked at the War Doctor character and then just went through bits and pieces that I could find and see what I could put together and just see what I came up with. So I can't, unfortunately, give you a rundown of what all the specific pieces are because I genuinely don't know anymore. I can't remember. But I will give you a rundown the best I can. So first of all, the head, as some of you may recognise, is actually Tony Stark. It was hard to find an old enough looking head that had the right beard and the right look. So he's obviously a slightly younger looking War Doctor, but for the sake of how I wanted it to look, I think it's worked very well. Using Tony Stark's head. The sonic screwdriver is actually made just from a piece of tubing that I had spare, and then I've just painted up to look right. The bandolier, I believe, is from a Terminator figure. The scarf is actually just a piece of cloth that I had lying about that I've cut into shape and styled in the right way. The waistcoat, I'm not sure where that's from, but I have actually, I've not dyed it as such, I have actually painted it, but it actually came out alright. The leather jacket, again, I'm not sure where it came from. It could be an Indiana Jones one, but I could be wrong. But again, I've just gone over that with a bit of paint just to give it a more sort of weathered look. I'm not sure where the trousers and the belt came from, and the boots themselves, again, are just random ones that I found on eBay. But again, what I've had to do is they were, as you can see, very light, so I've given them a repaint. But again, I actually quite am pleased with how the repaints come out, because although it's not something that you would normally do, painting, putting paint onto fabric, it does give it a much more sort of worn look and gives him a much more sort of rugged War Doctor look. So if I zoom out to give you the full view again, it's very odd seeing the edges of my screen in this, but I'm very pleased with how this has come out, and I think it works very well as a figure. The only problem that I've really had with this is the neck. As you can see, he looks sort of hunched, and he looks a bit. His neck looks a bit squat. The problem is that the Tony Stark head I've got, the neck on it was very short for some reason. I had a look online to try and find a decent one, and they were quite expensive, and I managed to find this one, and they said, oh, the problem is the neck's quite short. I think the neck peg's gone, and so it means it just literally falls into the body. So it's something that I've been meaning to rectify over the years, but I've never got around to it yet. I probably will at some point, just to make his head stand a bit more proud and a bit more tall, because if I bring him in next to the 10th Doctor, you can see that he is actually quite short, where the head is just dropped down. So I probably will update that at some point. But you know, I just wanted something that would look the part of you know, a 12-inch figure, and that would really be what I wanted, what I really wanted to have. You know, I wanted to have the big chief ones, and I just couldn't afford them. So I had to go at making my own, and I'm actually quite pleased with how this has turned out. I'm not used to working in sort of 12-inch figures, partly because it is a very specialist area, and partly because they are extremely expensive half the time. So it's not something that I'm used to doing, and it's probably not something that I'm going to continue to do in future, so don't expect to see any more. But just generally, I really wanted to show these off in a video, because I am very proud of them. As I said, you know, the 10th Doctor is more of a case that I've just more sort of added pieces rather than customized him. But the War Doctor I am very proud of. He won't stand still. Stay up. Stand up. This is the only problem I've got, is they are the bodies I got as well. I got quite cheaply, and they are prone to randomly falling over at any given time. But yes, just generally, as I said, you know, I just wanted to show them off. I'm very pleased with how they've come out, very proud of them. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favourite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. And I will see you all with another video very soon.